Welcome to Jazz Time. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so our customers can easily choose the best watch for themselves in the comfort of their own home. If you would like to know the price, simply click on the link in the description below. If you enjoy our videos, we greatly appreciate it if you would buy a watch at jazztime.com, which is why I am making this video. Yes, it's not for my health. I'm making it so that you, sitting at home watching YouTube, will decide that my video is very good and that you like this watch, and you will therefore go to our website, jazztime.com, and buy it. If you like money and you like watches, then save money and go buy watches at jazztime.com. Today, I'm going to be reviewing the Rolex Day Date 36 Rose Gold Brown Dial, Diamond Dial, reference 128235, 36 millimeter. I'm going to talk to you guys about the bezel, the case, the dial, the bracelet, the buckle, the movement, try it on, and give you my thoughts. Let's dive right in. This watch, as I said, is a day date. That means it has both the day, Monday through Sunday, and the date, 1 through 31. That's a step up from the basic Rolex Datejust, which only has the date. And this one has the day and the date, hence the name Day Date, also known as a president. This watch, as I said, is 36 millimeters. That's from my thumb to my index finger. It's the smallest of the day dates that Rolex makes. Rolex makes day dates in 36 millimeter and 40 millimeter. So this would be the smallest. So it would be perfect for a woman who likes to wear large watches or a man with a smaller wrist. Both of those configurations would work very well. In fact, we sell these watches to both of those target audiences I just told you about. Now, 36 millimeters is the case, and what kind of material do you think it is, being that this is rose gold? That's right, it is ever rose gold. Rolex calls this ever rose gold. Most people call it pink gold or rose gold or red gold. It doesn't really matter. It's Rolex calls it ever rose. And the reason they call it ever rose gold is because it's mixed with bronze to give the yellow gold sort of a pink or rose look to it. But unlike other manufacturers that make rose gold that eventually fades and looks like yellow gold, Rolex makes their rose gold forever rose gold, hence the name ever, as in forever rose gold. Now, for the bezel is using a fluted 18 karat rose gold bezel. Now, the fluted bezel is this thing that goes around the crystal that has these sort of serrated edges, or looks like a knife edge or coin edge or something like that. That is iconic Rolex, and it's called the fluted bezel, and of course it's made out of 18 karat gold. Now, any metal part on this watch, in fact, is made out of 18 karat rose gold, or ever rose gold, pink gold, whatever you want to call it. And it makes sense because Rolex is going to continue the continuity throughout. So their case, that means this part right here, is made of rose gold, ever rose gold. The case back is made of ever rose gold, and naturally the bezel would be made of rose gold. But that's not where it ends. Let's talk about the dial. Now, this dial is a very special dial. It's a brown dial. Some people, I've heard it called brown dial or ombre dial. I'm not sure why people would call it ombre. I don't even know what ombre means, but I'm assuming that means something along the lines of brown. So brown dial, but it's not just any brown dial. So let me try turning it in different shades of light so that you can see it at home. Do you notice something about this brown dial aside from those reflections? Okay, it's actually more light in the center. Now, people don't really talk about that. Let me see if I can show it to you better. People don't really talk about that, but Rolex has actually made their dial to look lighter in the center and become darker at the edges. It's an amazing touch, if you ask me. Do you guys kind of see that? I'm trying to hold it in the right light so you can see that, but it's very bright in the center. It's almost like a light brown in the center and a dark brown on the edges. And why is that? Well, it gives the watch more of a 3D look. Do you see that? And it gives it more texture, and it just gives it more of a in-depth look. And they don't do this on many watches. In fact, I can't really think of any watch that they actually do that on except for this one. That's why this watch is so special. You see how I'm turning it in this light, and it looks like much lighter on the top than it does the bottom, and as soon as I turn it a different direction, it does just the opposite. But you definitely can see that the edges, what I mean by edges is where the diamond markers are, it looks dark brown, whereas in the center it looks light brown. And I guess that kind of makes sense, right? I mean, if you make the center too dark, you can't actually read the font. So that could be another reason. Okay, now, I'm reading on their website that they call this dial, this type of dial, a sunray finish. Now, they might do this on other dials such as silver or blue, but it's not quite as apparent. On the brown dial, it's really apparent that the center is lighter than the edges. And I really think that's a very beautiful touch. Not enough people are talking about that or giving Rolex credit. Other watch brands such as AP, such as Patek, like their Nautiluses do that, but Rolex, this is the only dial that I know of that actually does that. Okay, they call it a sunray finish, which is a method of watchmaking to achieve a pure metallic color, and they can do so in such shades such as silver, gray, rhodium, and ruthenium. And they do that through electroplating with more than a half dozen colors. Blah, blah, blah. Basically, it just means that this is an awesome brown dial, and it just looks awesome. Okay, let's move on to the bracelet. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you about the dial, or about the hour markers. Not only is this brown, it has a very unique dial, it also has diamonds in it. So as you obviously can see, these hour markers, now, not only are they diamonds and they are the highest quality with the best clarity and the whitest of color, they are also different. At the 1, 2, 4, 5 position, they are regular round diamonds. However, at the 6 and 9, they are baguette, and I think that looks pretty cool. If you look at the 40 millimeter, it's all baguette, tapered baguettes. But on the 36, because the dial is smaller, they have to use a combination of it. And actually, to me, it looks better. It gives the watch more in-depth look. It has more variation to it, and it looks to me, it looks really cool. Okay, and of course, those diamonds are not just housed in anything. No, they must be housed in, you guessed it, ever rose gold. So isn't that awesome? You actually house a natural diamond in another precious metal, which is rose gold, which is why this watch is so expensive, which is why all precious metal watches are so expensive, because of the care, the products that go into them to give them this amazing look. And you can have it at jazztime.com. Just go to jaztime.com to purchase it for the lowest price anywhere online. So if you like money and you like to save money, go buy a $30,000 watch and you'll actually save money, as opposed to going to an authorized dealer. Okay, let's talk about the bracelet. The bracelet is a President semicircular 3-piece link bracelet. What does that mean? Well, you see 3 pieces here, one on the outside, center, and then again on the outside. Center links are high polished, outer links are brushed finish. That's pretty standard. They also make this watch with the Oyster bracelet or the President bracelet. They do not make it in the Jubilee though. Okay, I guess probably Jubilee looks too similar to the President bracelet, and they would be therefore called the Vice President, wouldn't it? That wouldn't be a very nice name. Okay, let's move on to the buckle. The clasp is a concealed folding crown clasp. What does all that mean? That just means that once you close it, it looks concealed, hence the name concealed, folding, hence because it's folding, and crown clasp. Well, that's crown, not clown, crown clasp. That's the crown. Okay, let's talk about the movement. The movement is a caliber 3255 manufacturer movement with a precision of plus minus 2 seconds a day, a paramagnetic blue parachrome hairspring, high performance Paraflex shock absorber, and a power reserve of 70 hours. Yes, so you're wondering, well, what does that mean? It just basically means that this new reference number 128235 has a updated movement. It's more precise and it lasts longer. Kind of like what you would expect if you paid all this money for a 2020 version. I want to tell you also what is the difference between this version and its predecessor. Basically 2 things. You see these lugs, they are now thinner and more tapered. In my opinion, that makes the watch look more streamlined. And the second is the movement. The movement has been updated. Although you can't see it, it's still there, which it matters. Some people say it doesn't matter. Well, question to you, does it matter if your car has an engine? Of course it does. Does it matter if it's a 4 or 6 cylinder? Of course it does. Unless you're one of the people who don't care what kind of engine they have, then I guess it wouldn't. Or if you have a Flintstone car. Okay, so here are my thoughts. but not before telling you if you want to buy this watch or you're considering it and you don't want to be a fool and pay a lot of money, you want to buy it at the lowest price anywhere online, you should click yourself over to jazztime.com, JAZTIME.com, which is why I am making this video on a Saturday afternoon while you're sitting at home deciding if you want to buy this $30,000+ watch. Okay, my thoughts. This is the 36 millimeter, and for me, this is one of the most unique dial, and I think I kind of did a spoiler alert by telling you about the dial earlier and kind of, ranting about it. And to me, it's just so special because it has a lighter center and darker on the outside, at least to me. It might be some kind of optical illusion, but even if it is an optical illusion, it's a good optical illusion, and to me it looks very cool. I really like it. Now, as far as the diamonds, well, if you're gonna go, if you're gonna spend 30+K, might as well go balls out and get it all diamonded out and everything. Now, rose gold has really made a comeback. I remember when I first started this business, 10 years ago, rose gold wasn't really that hot, and it actually would sell at a lower price than its cheaper counterpart, the yellow gold. But now, it's actually rose gold has taken off. So, number one, I really like rose gold. Number two, now some people think, well, 36 is too small. Okay, you're seeing it on my wrist, right? I have an average man's wrist of about 7.5 inches. Does it look too small on me? No, of course not. In fact, it actually looks good on me. Now, what I can say is, having sold thousands of watches, I can tell you the watch looks best when you can see the head, a piece of the bracelet, okay? You don't want all head or all bracelet. That makes the watch look unproportional, right? You want to have a little bit of head and a little bit of bracelet. You want to have it be in proportion so that it fits. And so, in my opinion, 36 is a really good watch, and a lot more people are actually going to it. 10 years ago, people only wanted bigger and thought bigger was better. That is not true. Is a tax bill better? A bigger tax bill better? Is a bigger girlfriend bigger? Is a bigger stomach bigger? Of course not, right? So bigger is not better. There's a point at which bigger is not better. What is important is actually how does it look on your wrist, and if you don't know, what you can do is you can just buy a watch at jazztime.com. No, just kidding. You could go to your AD, try it on, and then sneak over to jazztime.com and buy it for the lowest price anywhere online.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model, and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.